How's it going? And what is up, you pups and furries and fays and dragonkins and mythical creatures, cryptids, beings of consciousness, gamers alike? How goes it? How it be? How it do? So this is a quick update before the season ends in about 40 to 40-ish minutes. I just decided let me get this part out of the way so I can just start the assassin fresh, and not having to worry about all too much, well, at least this aspect of it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and feed my pet. Well, this one's already a max legendary, but I'm gonna feed my other one. So yeah, go ahead and pause if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and explain where I got each of these items as we go through, so pause if you need to. Alright, so I got the Super Burger. I got the Super Burger from one of the levels in this season. As you level up here, like I said, I'm a 74. Got it from that. The chocolate cream sandwich cookie. I think I got this one from account levels because the account levels went from 50 up to, I believe, 100 now. And this came from one of those. We have this marble seal here. I got this one from the Marble Colossus in Lost Halls. This is a legendary version of it as well, but unfortunately the enchantment level doesn't affect feed power. We got the Breastplate of New Life. I got this one from the Marble Colossus as well from Lost Halls. We have the Turncoat Cape. This was a white bag drop off of Archbishop Gemsbach in Oryx's Castle 3, so O3 as realmers call it. We have a Staff of Unholy Sacrifice. I got this one from the Cultist Hideout from Lost Halls. You have a choice between going to Marble Colossus, and then from there, hopefully someone has a Vial of Darkness, which opens the Void, or you can go the feed power route, which is Cultist Hideout. I got this from there. Hive Master Helm. I got this one off of the the Queen Bee from the Nest, the final boss in the Nest. This is Cloak of Refraction. I got this one. This is a white bag drop off of Crystal Cavern, which is the second dungeon that basically is available to you once you beat Fungal Cavern. We have Tools of the Tarnished. This one is pretty cool. Oh wait, hold on one sec. There we go. I was like, dang, it feels a little quiet. Tools of the Tarnished. This dropped off of the final boss in Spectral Penitentiary. We have here Cloak of the Mad God. Wait, hold on. This might have dropped off of not the final boss. I'm sorry. The which one is it? It's like, hold on. Let me read the description here. Groundskeeper Gretch. Okay, there we go. It's the one where you have to destroy the tombstones, and there's a bunch of like cut in half trees and stuff. We have Cloak of the Mad God. This is a white bag drop off of Oryx in Oryx's Castle. This is a shiny Kaiken. This one dropped off of the final boss in, well, the only boss in Mountain Temple. This is Indomptable. This is a orange bag drop off of it's in Lair Draconis, but I forget which one it dropped off of. I believe it was the Red Dragon. We have the Quartz Cutter. This was a orange bag drop in either Fungal Cavern or Crystal Cavern. I think it came from Fungal Cavern when you're fighting the Crystal Worm Mother and then the little guy comes out. I believe this is where I got that from. We have the Scorchium Stone. This is an ST drop that dropped in Abyss of Demons. I forget if this dropped off of the boss or one of the enemies. I forget. Double vision darts. I actually got a double white. This is one of the two that I got from the double white. But this is a white bag drop from the tavern. I got the helmet as well, the hat. That's for warriors. We have the stone mold mace. This is an ST drop off of one of the bosses in Lair of Draconis. I believe it dropped off the green dragon. We have the anointed robe. This was a ST drop in Oryx's Castle, Oryx's Castle 1 or O1. We have the coral ring here. This was a white bag drop. Surprisingly enough, they kind of buffed it a little bit because now the XP bonus is up to 7% and it gives you some pretty decent stats now. But this is a white bag drop from Ocean Trench, the final boss. Fungal breastplate. This is a white bag drop from one of the enemies in Fungal Cavern. Ghostly prism. This is a white bag drop off of Davy Jones in Davy Jones' locker. We have the Molten Mantle. This is a orange bag drop from one of the enemies in Abyss of Demons, or it was from the final boss, one of the two. We have a orange bag drop from one of the enemies in Oryx's Castle 3. Yeah, it's just one of the enemies in Oryx's Castle 3. I think it dropped off of the one that shoots green arrows. We have the Resplendent Bow. This is a orange bag drop from... oh man. Ancient Ruins. And we have the Spectral Cloth Armor, which seems to have gotten a buff because it's at 7% XP bonus now. This is a white bag drop from Davy Jones' locker. Alright, so I have my Cursed Giant Stinky Zombie Feet here. It's already maxed out, but I got my other one here that I gotta max out, so we're gonna go ahead and... Alright, there we go. Hey, you know what? Level and some change. I'm happy with that. This one's almost 80. This is the one I really care about leveling up because it's like, this is the one that has to hit 90, so. Alright, oh, you know what? Actually, I think I have to go on my other characters now because I have more gear on some more characters to hand out. Let me see here. Let me go through them really quick, see if I can see which ones actually had the stuff on them. Haha. Okay, so we got the rogue here. Go to the pet yard. And yeah, some people will get upset at me for not just fusing once the second pet hits 90-90, but I'm not going to do that because it's going to cost me well over a few 100,000 fame, as well as I'm going to estimate well over 1,000 feed power items just to cap my divine pet to 100, 100, 100. The reasoning to this is because if I fuse this one 90 90 90 with a 90 90, I think it's going to be about like 87 possibly, or 83, somewhere around there. It's going to be in the 80s. But if I was to fuse, let's say I come over here and I fuse and I click the bear, so that way I keep my Cursed Giant Sticky Zombie Feet, which are going to change because it's going to go from legendary to divine. But what's going to happen is now it's going to go 90, 90, and it's going to be like 71 or 73. And each time you feed a divine pet, it costs 1,000 fame. 1,000 fame. And it takes so much more feed power to level up each level. So basically what I'm doing here Yeah, it's taking me a while. Yeah, I know. It's kind of like it's so close, yet so far. I don't know if you see with the cursor here. So close, yet so far. Because if I fuse 90, 90, 90, then my divine pet will be 90, 90, 90. Now, some people do say, why not just fuse at 90, 90 and stop leveling the third? Come over here, 90, 90, stop leveling the third. That way you hit 90, 90, 90 with your divine pet. Well, I tested this twice. Thank you to Ugnaski for, giving me the alerts and giving me the heads up. Hey, testing is going to be open soon. We both tested it. And what I found is that if you fuse at 90, 90, and whatever the third ability's level is, you will still not have a consistent 90, 90, 90 going on. And I know some people say, well, it's the average of both, and it puts that into the final. It'll still be like 90, 90, 80 something. Like it's a difference of 7 levels. So pretty much it'll be 90, 90, 83. And I don't want that. I want to save a lot more fame and a lot more feed power by just getting this one up to 90 as well. So that way my divine will start 90, 90, 90. And all I gotta worry about is those 10 levels. At that point, I'll have a 90, 90, 90 divine pet. A lot of people tell you just go 90, 90, and whatever the third ability is, who cares? The third ability doesn't matter. To me, it does. That's the difference between all these other people giving out that advice and yours truly. Hence me, myself, and I. Because I'm trying to prove a point here, and I'm going to explain it so I don't have to keep explaining it. I'm trying to prove a point that you can achieve a max divine pet without spending a single cent on this game. So far, I've maxed one, and I'm nearing my second one. So it's going to be very tempting, because I could just go boom, boom, already have a divine, and benefit from the half-second ticks from heal and magic heal, because it goes from like a second and a half to half a second, or something like absurdly crazy like that. But now I sacrifice a few 100,000, like borderline, I think it's like near like 500,000 fame to achieve a max level divine. A lot of people don't care about that, but I do. And I'm sorry I sound like a broken record, but I'm saying this for a reason. I'm saying it because I've been addressed by it quite a few times. A lot. And I have to type in multiple paragraphs every time to explain the methodology and my reasoning. Because my reasoning goes against most people's reasoning, which is let's save time and let's just benefit from the first two. My reasoning, I'll say it one more time, is I'm trying to prove a point here. You don't have to spend money on this game. Look, I still have my default 40 coins. My 40 gold coins, I still have it. Haven't even spent that. I don't take people's untiered items either. I've been offered many times. I've been offered 16 decas in one trade, but I don't do that. I do fair trades, yes. If I have a deca ring, I will trade that deca ring for 3 candy-coated armors, because it's something that is available to you to do in the game, and not everyone has the opportunity to receive 16 deca rings, Ring of Decades, in one trade for free. That's why I don't do that. it would delegitimize the series, and I'm not going to do that, especially 200 parts in. So there's my reasoning. Anyways, this is the second of the double white that I got from the tavern. This is the Tipsy Topper. I kind of want to give this to my warrior, but at the same time, screw it. We'll put it into the bear. So yeah, remember, pause if you need to. Got the helmet rune from a boss in the realm. The sword rune from one of the encounters in the realm. Shield rune from one of the encounters in the realm. And a sword rune from one of the encounters in the realm. I got the Ring of the Inferno. This is an orange backdrop from Abyss of Demons, one of the enemies. Yeah, I think this is from one of the enemies, or the boss. And same thing, another Ring of the Inferno. This one's just uncommon. I got this from one of the enemies or a boss in Abyss of Demons. Plague Doctor Priest set token. I got this. Technically now 15 of them drop at once instead of 10, which is like pretty cool. But I got this from, because it takes 15 tokens to make a, well, 15, I forget the name of it, but you need to build up to a stack of 15 to make a single set token. So I got the set token from one of the bosses in Spectral Penitentiary. We got the Cogbold Pyrotechnician Wizard set token. 15 drop at once now, so it gives you a single token, which I don't understand why they don't just make the token itself drop now at this point. But I got this one from, I believe it was the boss before you hit the core in Cogbold Steamworks, the one who's in the flying jet thing. We have a Kill Billy Warrior set token. Again, 15 of the things dropped, and this was from the final boss in the nest. And same with this one. Kill Billy's Warrior set token dropped. 15 pieces of it dropped, so I can make a single token. Dropped from the final boss in the nest. We have the Demon Blade. This dropped in the Abyss of Demons. This is a white bag drop from the final boss. We have the Volcanic Sheath. This also was a white bag drop from the final boss in Abyss of Demons. We have the Golem Garments. This is a orange backdrop from one of the enemies in Lost Halls. And then we have a tier 13 wand, 650 feet power, because you know, it's like 50 off from 700. I was like, might as well. And Bow of Mystical Energy, tier 13. I believe these dropped off of, man, they dropped off one of the bosses. I think it's like the Crystal Worm Mother from Fungal Cavern, or Oryx 2, or one of the mini bosses in Oryx 3. And the same with this one. Alright, it's my cursed giant stinky zombie feet. Let's go select the bear. Doesn't look like much, but it's a step in the right direction. Alright, I got one more. I believe one more. Let's go up through them again. Ah, yes. Okay, cool. So the wizard, rogue, and then the knight. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and... I'm so used to going to the vault. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, cool. So the helmet rune. The helmet rune dropped off of one of the encounters in the realm. We have the Grapes of Heaven. This is actually one of the rewards that you get, the final rewards from the Secrets of the Realm or Relics of the Realm event. Pretty much it's like mining. See, like I have a blacksmith hammer, got that one from the mining event. This is just one of the rewards, the final ones. Bloodstone ring. I believe I got this off of one of the statues in Oryx's Castle 1 or O1 as realmers call it. Either one of the statues or the enemies, but I believe it was a statue. We have the fungal breastplate. This is a white bag drop from one of the enemies in Fungal Cavern. We have the Revenant ring. This is an orange bag drop from the did I get it from the final boss or the secondary boss in Cursed Library? It was one of the two, but it was from Cursed Library. We have a Tome of Holy Protection. It doesn't show you here because there's a bug going on right now, but it gives you an armored effect. But it doesn't show you the armored effect right now, but it does. It gives you an armored effect. I tested it on my priest. This came from the Tomb of the Ancients, and I believe this drops off of Bess, the sand yellow one. And this is Kaiken. This is a normal version of Kaiken, not the shiny. Shiny's a green. This is a white bag drop off of the final boss in Mountain Temple. Okay, let's click the bear. And would you look at that? 89. That one's about to be capped. And this one's about to hit 80. And 10 more levels for that one. And I could fuse. Seems like a long way, but you know, with how much I'm playing, I should get there in no time. And I'm really excited because I do want to state that next part is one of my favorite classes in the game. One of my favorite that I've been dying to play. I have literally stared at the character for so long. And I'll show you what it is. So, pretty much, I went through Priest. I died on the Priest, but then I finished the Priest. And then, you know, I finished the Priest without dying. Because I died, but then I restarted. And from that restart, I didn't die. I played Warrior, and I did not die. I played Knight, and I did not die. And I've played Paladin and did not die. So far, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 classes now that I 5-starred without dying. Now, obviously, at the end, I end the part by killing the character off. But in terms of getting the stars, I have not died. So there's going to be 2 sides to this chainsaw here. There's going to be one side that agrees with me that I went through 1, 2, 3, 4 different classes without dying. But then there's going to be the other half that say, you died at the end of Priest because you killed it. You died at the end of Warrior because you killed it. You died at the end of Knight because you killed it. You died at the end of Paladin because you killed it. However, there's a limited amount of character slots here, as you can see. And so I'm just going to say that I went through 1, 2, 3, 4 classes without dying. Next is the Assassin, which when I started, we're going to turn upgrades off. So that way I start off at tier 0, the bottom of the barrel, and I'll work my way up. But I haven't started yet because the new season's about to start, and I want to start a seasonal character. However, a lot of people say seasonal characters give you bonus experience, bonus fame, that like experience that goes towards your fame. It does not. It gives you bonus battle pass experience. It doesn't give you bonus fame experience. That bonus experience doesn't go towards your fame. But what's important about being a seasonal character is the fact that Crucible is available for seasonal characters only, and that was for this season. I don't know, and I don't want to gamble here and start an assassin and realize I cannot Crucible my character. Because what's important about Crucible is this right here. That 10% XP bonus. That's so important. A lot of people will be saying, "Oh, well, you know, you're cheating at that point." No, because it's being made available in the game. If you can do it, if I can do it, if they can do it, I'm going to do it. Except with a few things, which is, you know, accepting trades from people. Yeah, see, a lot of people didn't like the mining event. Neither did I. But that's the thing, though, is that, like, if someone came up to me and was like, "Here are 16 Deca rings," I'm not gonna take it because it's not a fair trade. And then a lot of people would say, "Oh, how would you know? Isn't that biased? Isn't that biased that, you know, you are going to consider something a fair trade or you're not?" Well, it's technically not biased because I spent hours upon hours upon hours upon hours. I have over 1,000 hours in this game, and I can guarantee you over 300 of those hours went into making trades, went into learning proper trades, proper trade values, right? Like, for example, an improper trade value is taking this tier 6 Colossus shield and saying, "I will sell this for 8 candy coated armors." That's an unfair trade value. You can't do that. No one's going to want to buy that. And I'm not trying to use, you know, the last 2 letters, YT, YouTube, quote unquote YouTube status, to gain things. That's not how I work. So, yeah. I would probably sell this for maybe 3 greater life at most. 2 greater life, honestly. But see what I mean? And then from there, I would put the 2 or 3 greater life at most into the vault, and then stack up until I hit 16 greater lives, and then sell those 16 for 1 candy coated armor. So yes, with that all being said and done, I look forward to playing Assassin. I'm very excited. I hope all of you understand. And I will see you all in the next part when I get there. Drink some water. Take a shower if it's been a few days. Eat some food if it's been a few months. And brush your teeth if it's been a few years. I will see you when I start up Assassin. And thank you all so much for supporting the series up to this point. Bye-bye. For now. Shout out to Arkai. Shout out to Ugnaski. Shout out to Harry Jose. Shout out to Shadows Person. And I'll see you all in the next part when we get there. Bye-bye.